What's up guys, Mike Thomas, aka the Young Trishula here. Today I want to go over a money match that I played recently in the Coliseum. The Coliseum is a competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Discord where you can find players to play money matches with. I will of course put a link down in the description for those of you interested. I did want to go over this match specifically because I think this match was actually a very strong display of a Floowandereeze mirror match. If you know anything about that mirror match, you know it is a very difficult mirror match to play. So I do want to just show this off just to kind of put it out there if you are curious about how to play the Floowandereeze mirror. But without wasting any more of your time, let's just hop straight into it. All right, so we have ourself, which I know you can't see because my camera is blocking it currently. We have ourself versus Simone Negri. So shout outs to the opponent as always. And we are going to see the rock, paper, scissors. We go rock, rock, and then I switch it up, hit him with the paper for his rock, and we do in fact win the dice roll. So I'm gonna put this on fast forward, and as you can see, we do open Shifter, Nibiru, Robina, and both of our spells. So we're in a pretty good spot just to start things off, and we do see that is the mirror match. They also open Dimension Shifter, so kind of nice. They do not shotgun it. We go straight to our main phase and activate the Dimension Shifter, and then we open the map. We use the map, reveal the Robina, banish the Eaglin, summon our Robina, get our Eaglin back, get the barrier statue, go Eaglin, add Empen, tribute off both, get back our Robina, get our Dreaming Town, summon our statue, set 2, and we just pass. Interesting to note here, our opponent does draw Raigeki, so our board is already cracked, but if we take a look at our opponent's hand, their hand is not that good. Their hand is just simply not that strong, and we do have Robina again for follow-up, and so they're going to think, and they're just going to concede. Now, if they did have a more playable hand, I think that we would have been in a little bit of a tough spot there because they had that Raigeki, but their hand unfortunately was not that playable, at least not into us having follow-up, so they're just going to choose to scoop. So they're going to be starting game 2 going first, and this is where the match gets really crazy. So we're going to be going second. We open up DD Crow, Dimension Shifter, Eaglin, Duality, and Advent. They open Twin Twister, Map, Advent, Stree, and another Advent. Now at this point, we got to keep in mind that I don't know what our opponent is playing because they conceded very fast. I actually assumed that they were playing a combo deck because of how quickly they conceded. So they're going to start with the map, and they're going to banish the Stree, get the Robina, then they are going to use the map and reveal the Robina. So they are going to just do this play. They're going to then summon the Robina. I think this is kind of a play that they might have needed to make because their hand wasn't that great. They are able to play, and you know, we don't have interrupts for it, so we're just going to hang out. They're going to get their Eagle, they're going to get their Robina, they're going to get Toucan, they're getting all their names, so they'll summon out the Empen, get back the Robina, same thing that we did last turn, and they're going to set 3. Now in the end phase, we're going to activate our Dimension Shifter. We did not reveal the Dimension Shifter until the end phase, and the reason that we want to go for the Dimension Shifter here is because we want their trap to get banished. We want to be ahead of cycle on them for the Dreaming Town. We don't want them to be able to loop it right away. So we're going to draw the Nibiru, and now we are kind of revealing that we really had no idea what our opponent was playing, but we're going to go for Duality, and we are going to get Robina, Map, and Imperm. We take the map here so that we can, you know, just get our additional normal summon. We both want to have the map in play, and we are going to be able to get into that Robina anyway. They are going to chain Twin Twister, popping our map, and while that isn't great for us, it's also not bad either, simply because they are using 2 cards to get rid of just our map, so that's very nice. We go Eaglin, and they're going to chain their map to the Eaglin summon, and I'm going to then, in response to this, I'm going to use the Advent to banish the DD Crow from our hand because DD Crow is not going to be that useful, and get Robina. This way I do have the Robina for the extra normal summon off of Eaglin, so we are going to be able to continue to play. And part of the reason that we didn't want to do that earlier is we wanted to see if he had Imperm. So we're going to get the Robina, and there's just going to be discussion on how the chains are going to work. So they're going to get back their Eagle. They're going to search another Eagle. I think they might have wanted to actually search another Robina here. They search another Eagle. So we are going to then add Toucan off of our Robina. We're going to use our Toucan. They're going to summon back Eagle and get back Stree, adding the Ryza. And then we are going to summon the Empen after adding back our map. map. So now we have map to set up for their next turn. They're going to get the Ryza. They're going to shuffle back our Empen and our Shifter. We're going to get our Robina back to our hand. Or we're going to get Eaglin back to hand, actually. And then we are going to search our Dreaming Town. We have pretty much set up everything for the follow-up, though we're not in a great position. They are way ahead here. So it's kind of feeling like we don't really have a good way to win. And their Dreaming Town does get banished. They go for Ryza again, and they do not use the Ryza effect because there's nothing in the graveyard. So kind of a misplay on their part. They're going to activate Prosperity. They're going to banish 6. And this is a really important turn. So as you see, they took the Twin Twister, but they did banish Harpy Featherstorm. If they had just taken this Harpy Featherstorm, the game was over. There was no way that we could have won the game if they had taken Harpy Featherstorm, but they took the Twin Twister. And, you know, I had to read that they were actually going to do this as soon as they milled 6, because they were kind of debating on this for a little while. And I think that they were just looking at the immediate value of the Twin Twister disrupting these two. I think they thought that they were already far enough ahead to where they didn't need to lock us out with Harpy Featherstorm. So they are going to end up taking those Twin Twisters. So they're going to put back all of their cards. Then they're going to immediately use the Twin, pitching the Eaglin and popping both of our cards. Now, this does protect them from having to deal with our map trigger, but we are just going to chain Dreaming Town, and we're going to get out our Eaglin. They're going to chain their map to the Eaglin summon. We are going to get Robina. We're going to get Impin. We're going to summon our Impin, and again, there's going to be just discussion on how the chains work. We are going to summon our Impin. We're going to add Stree as well. They're going to get 2 back. And then we are going to use our Dreaming Town to Book of Moon their entire field. We're going to search a couple cards, and they're going to search Apex Avian. They're going to tribute to summon the Apex Avian. We're going to get all of our cards back, and they're going to flip everything up. So we're still not in a great position, but we have generated some resources. They are going to loop back and get their Dreaming Town back. They are going to crash with the Ryza over the Empen, and we're going to use the Empen effect here, banishing this Nibiru from our hand because it is pretty useless. And they're going to use Apex Avian to negate and destroy. They do not get to redeclare with this because this happens in damage step. So we're going to take half damage off of these attacks because of the Prosperity. So even though they've full cleared our board, we've really only taken 1,400 points of damage, and they have set up again. Now we're kind of in an okay position because all of their good cards are locked to the board. And even though they have this Dreaming Town and the Robina here, they're kind of board locked. They aren't able really to put out too many new bodies. I think if they played a rank 1, like maybe Recital Starling or something, maybe they should have gone for it here just to free up some board space, but ultimately it might not be necessary. So, you know, this is okay, but definitely favorable for us. So we draw a Pot of Duality, we're going to activate it, and we find Terraforming. Now, Terraforming is really strong here because my list does play 1 copy of Mystic Mine. So we add the 1 copy of Mystic Mine, and our opponent makes a huge misplay here. So before allowing us to activate this Mystic Mine, what they probably should have done is they probably should have flipped Dreaming Town immediately there, summon the Robina, and then tribute summon for Apex Avian to negate this Mystic Mine. However, they allow us to activate the Mystic Mine, and now we are able to play completely unafraid of everything that they have. So we're going to get our Toucan back, we're going to search Ryza, we're going to get back 2. Now we are in the position where we're going to tribute summon our Ryza here by tributing off both, and we're going to use our Ryza to bounce his Dreaming Town back and also bounce Eaglin. So now the Dreaming Town is 2 cards down, so he's not going to draw it for turn. We control his draw, and we're going to bounce our Ryza back to our hand. We're also going to get our Eaglin back from having tribute summoned, and we're going to set 2. So now he's just going to put stuff in defense. We're then going to summon Stree, banish the Empen, get back Empen, and summon Toucan. Summon the Empen, get back Stree, and we're going to banish our Dreaming Town to book his entire field. Then we're going to summon Robina, get another Robina, get our Eaglin, get another Ryza, tribute off both for Ryza, get back the Robina, use Ryza to put back his field spell, put back our Pot of Duality. They're going to flip their board, and they're not going to be able to change these two because they did already change the battle position of these monsters. And now we have the Pot of Duality again. So now the current situation that we are in is we have locked our opponent underneath a Mystic Mine, and we are able to just generate resources every turn, controlling their draws, looping the Ryza every turn, and also using the Ryza to loop consistency cards like Pot of Duality. The second Ryza is also really important here because we are going to be able to just infinitely loop them and just kind of set up as long as they have cards. Now, what's happening in this position is we are looking for a infinite impermanence, because once we have infinite impermanence, we are feeling pretty safe and we can get rid of this Mystic Mine. But until then, we have to control the game state. So we do find Pot of Prosperity off the Duality. We're going to shuffle up. We're going to play our Prosperity, banishing 6, and we do find that infinite impermanence. So we're going to grab the infinite impermanence. We're going to put back our other cards, and now we're in a position where we're pretty safe. We're going to go for Robina. They're going to use their Advent here to make it so that now they're on 3 bodies, so they can activate monster effects, though they don't have any. But we are now in a position where the next monster we summon off of Robina will get us locked under our own Mystic Mine. So a good play here from our opponent. We're going to add back, and then we are going to be forced to tribute off for our Ryza, and we're going to bounce our Ryza back to the top from the graveyard, trigger our cards, and then we are going to bounce our Mystic Mine back to our hand just in case, and then we're going to activate the map. So they have removed the Mystic Mine from our field, but we are going to go for Toucan, get back our Dreaming Town. We're going to add everything back, go for another Ryza on the same turn, and then we are going to clear their whole field. So we did give them back their Ryza, or no, we did not give them back their Ryza. We are going to attack with the Empen, clearing off the Ryza, and we've locked them now out of their Ryza. They're not really going to be able to get that back. We know that they do have their map, but they're pretty much on just one summon at this point, and we do have an Imperm, so we can negate the most impactful summon. And now we're in a position where we have 6 cards in our hand: Imperm, Dreaming Town, Advent Map, Empen, Ryza, another Ryza in the back. We're going to go for Dreaming Town immediately. This is kind of a misplay here, so I banish the Dreaming Town with the Stree. I should have actually banished my map, but I did banish the Dreaming Town. I was just thinking, oh, well, I can get value adding it back with Toucan, but I probably shouldn't have done that. I go for the Ryza and use the Ryza to bounce itself and my other Ryza, getting rid of his field spell. So now we know that he only has 1 summon and it's getting impermed, and they're just going to concede. So this match was for money, so huge GG to our opponent. The Mystic Mine did kind of lock them out of the game, which is kind of sad for them, though I think it is really important to recognize that taking that Harpy Featherstorm from them would have caused the game to end, but instead they did go for the Twin Twister. And I really wanted to show this off because I think it really shows how this deck can generate a lot of advantage and really grind when you have the Ryza, especially double Ryza, and then just using Ryza to slowly pick apart your opponent's board and to loop consistency cards like Pot of Duality until you're in a position where you feel like you are just in complete control of the game. And if you are playing Floowandereeze, 1 copy of Mystic Mine that you can search with a copy of Terraforming is actually really strong, especially in the mirror match, because it allows you to set these kind of plays up very safely. So I did just want to show this off because I think it really did show off the deck's grind game and resource management, which I think are 2 of the hardest skills to really master in this deck. So if you did enjoy this video, drop this video a like or leave me a comment letting me know that you enjoyed it, that you made it to the end, or consider subscribing. The channel is growing so much lately and I would love for you to be a part of that growth. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys today, so I hope you have a great rest of your day and I hope to see you in the next video.